I was 59 when I was laid off for the third time in a decade.
Imagine grinding 20, 30 years for a company, thinking you're cruising into retirement, and then, surprise, they kick you out at age 50 like yesterday's trash. And here's the gut punch. Half of Americans between 55 and 65 have basically nothing saved for retirement. Nothing. You worked decades, gave your best years, and your thank you is a pink slip and a login screen that doesn't work anymore. 2025 isn't just a ton of layoffs. It's open season for older workers. Companies are slashing costs. They're replacing you with AI or hiring 2 kids fresh out of college for the price of your salary. And starting over at 50, 55? That's not a career change. You're in survival mode. Today, we're diving into the brutal reality that nobody wants to admit. Loyalty is dead, security is gone, and if you think it won't happen to me, I promise you, it can. Let's get into these video clips.
I was 59 when I was laid off for the third time in a decade. That was back in October 2024. I had worked 40 years in corporate, and yet there I was back online applying for jobs and wondering how I found myself starting over yet again. I wasn't able to retire since I didn't have a 401k or a pension plan, but I couldn't keep doing this. I felt stuck. I felt scared. And honestly, I felt invisible.
And that's just one of many stories where people that are 50 plus worked in a place for a decade and then they got laid off. And it's so hard to save up money now that they're forced to start over again. It's so hard to find a new job. They laid you off too because you're being paid more than if they can hire a couple of new grads. They can pay them the same amount. So as from a company's business standpoint, they're just saving money. They don't care about you. And starting over is tough. Let's keep watching these videos and let's see what's going to happen next.
Laid off at 52, no savings, no retirement, no plan B. And I still have teenagers that rely on me. The scariest part about losing my job, corporate America, 2 decades in, was not knowing what I was going to do next. Like not having that income coming in anymore, solely relying on my husband's income. That wasn't even enough. It never was enough. I was always living paycheck to paycheck. But now that nothing was coming in, but the bills kept coming in, we were deeper and deeper in debt and just feeling like there was nowhere to turn. See, I applied for more jobs, but those jobs weren't calling me back. You know, it's very hard to get jobs because it's very competitive now.
The competition is fierce. There's more people being laid off by the day, and it's only picking up, and it's getting wilder and wilder every single day. You hear about mass layoffs. I mean, heck, even Starbucks is closing over 200 stores. If that's not a barometer for how bad the economy is right now, I don't know what is. Starbucks is something that people were happy to spend their money, $6, $8 on their coffees, and that's even slowing down now. If Starbucks can't make money, how are we supposed to make money? Let's take a look at some advice about how to get a job when you're 50 plus and you just got laid off, because there are some tricks that can help you get a new position.
Someone asked me, what should someone do if they get laid off at 54, just a few years before retirement and big companies don't want to hire them anymore? And another comment followed up with, they still have 10 years left to work. What now? So let's talk about it, because this is a silent crisis no one wants to admit out loud. Here's the truth. Being laid off at 54 doesn't mean you're finished. It means the old system can't see your value, but that doesn't mean it's gone. You're not too old. You're too experienced for the wrong environment. And here's what I tell someone in this exact situation. Number 1, forget big company approval. Find where you're needed. Mid-sized businesses, startups, nonprofits, they value maturity, pattern recognition, and stability. They may not say it in the job post, but they need someone who can lead, guide, and get things done with less hand-holding. Number 2, turn your expertise into income. Don't just look for a job. Look for a function you can own. Can you consult, coach, offer fractional leadership, teach others the system you just spent 25 years mastering, you've got career equity. Cash it in wisely. Number 3, upskill just enough to stay sharp, not to start over. This isn't just about learning to code. It's about learning the tools that modern teams use. Google Workspace, Slack, Canva, QuickBooks, Zoom, project management tools, or get certified in something practical like financial coaching, real estate, or tech sales. Stay current without burning out. And number 4, start a second curve career, not a downgrade. You can build your own bridge into the next decade of work. It might not look like the title you're used to have, but it can bring freedom, relevance, and income. Think freelance CFO or COO for startups, leadership coach for younger professionals, trade-based small business owner, online educator or content creator or course creator, government or local civic roles with purpose. You're not done.
This is very good information and something you've got to keep in mind. You have decades of experience. And if you're applying in positions when you're not valued, you're probably just looking in the wrong places. You have skill sets that nobody else has that are younger than you. They just don't have it. You have communication skills and critical thinking skills that they don't have. You got to find yourself a position where you're going to be valued. And as she advised, startups are a great place for that, and also consulting. The other thing too is if you're applying at jobs, a big piece of advice that I've heard, and this works, is you don't want to put things in your resume that give away your age. You don't need to put what high school you went to. For your degree, your bachelor's, master's, PhD, whatever degree you have, don't put the dates you went there. On your resume, just put, I went to this school and I have this degree. Okay? The AI is going to scan it. They're not going to see an age, and they're not going to kick you out. You don't ever have to disclose your age. You need to get that interview, and that's where you can sell yourself. But getting your foot into the door, that's the challenge, right? Keep watching. We're going to see a lot more great advice.
24 years at one job, and they laid me off in 2 minutes over Zoom, and that changed everything for me. My name is Rita. I'm a 56-year-old Gen Xer, and I was laid off 3 times in my corporate career. I have no 401k, and I do not have a retirement savings. And we were buying our dream home when this happened to me. I was mad and scared, but our bills don't care. And Social Security, that's not going to save us.
Social Security, it's not going to save you. It's going to be a small amount of income for you every month. It's very small. It's insignificant. And with how high prices are going, it's going to become even less. The value of the dollar is dwindling. That's why you see silver and gold prices increasing so much. The other thing is, if you don't own your own house and you're renting, your rent's going to go up so much every month as well. It's just so hard to get out of the rut. These companies we work for and put our time in forever, they don't care about us. The most important thing we can do is try to save money and get things like stocks and investments to where you're going to build off of compound interest. All right, let's keep going and see what else we find here.
I feel pretty honored. Thomas Bishop, who's a big creator on here, just asked me to be on his radio show to talk about the struggles that we're all facing financially and not being able to save. So I'm looking forward to that and sharing that after that happens. But yeah, we all need to be concerned, and you all need to be concerned as younger Americans. It is very easy to have a good job and end up in my predicament at my age, which is 59, where you don't have any savings to retire, and it's a struggle to pay bills, and considering that a bag of chips is as much as an hour minimum wage pay is pretty messed up. But anyway, we all have to, think about solutions, and solutions aren't billionaires running our government for sure. But the government.
Guys, if you've made it this far in the video, I'd like you to throw a like and a subscribe if you like this content. Affording to retire, what I'd like to hear is actually how you guys that are 50 plus in age are doing. How are you doing with your retirement plans? What's working for you and what's not? Are the bills just so high that you can't save anything? What do you think will happen when you turn 65, 70 and you stop working? Are you even going to be able to stop working? Let's keep watching some more videos.
So I'm 55 years old and I'm at a job site right now for my regular job, if you will. And why am I still doing that at 55? Because I still got to work because I couldn't retire. I didn't get enough saved up so that I didn't have to do this anymore. I really don't want to keep traipsing up on these roofs, for another 10 years. So I had to do something different. It's not like I didn't try to save money, but over the years, things just happened, and up and down economies, and time gets away from you and you just don't get anything really put away.
I can completely relate. I'm 38, and every time I get in a position where I'm saving a lot of money, something happens and it eats away at it. Things just don't stay certain for a long time. And whenever I have something good happening to me, it actually makes me worried because I know right around the corner something bad's probably going to happen, because that's just how life is. How do we keep saving away money? Let's keep watching.
And it's scary when you get to this age, because at 55, my dad retired after working 35 years. I'm nowhere near that. So it was about the end of last year I made a decision. I was going to have to try and find a way to get some passive income in, something that didn't require all my time and hours, because I'm already spending time and hours away from family, and that I could get extra income in that could grow and eventually overcome my bills and my lifestyle that I need. And then once I have that, then I can retire, because that's all it takes is cash flow if you don't have the nest egg.
Cash flow, you need it. You got to have more money coming in than you're spending to build up that nest egg. And if you get laid off from your job, or you lose your job, or what if your health goes downhill? Health insurance too. It's very expensive. A lot of people are spending 10, 20% of their income on their health insurance. And that's kind of insane too, because how are you going to save when your health insurance is over $1,000 a month just for you? It's impossible. But let's keep watching these videos, guys.
The other day I did a video that got over 20,000 views, and it was all regarding retirement age and how the government is steadily fucking us over. This was before it came out about us potentially having to retire at 71. Now I'm going to go off on this now. You've got some idle bastards in this country that have hardly lifted their fucking finger and done a damn thing for the upkeep of this country. Nothing. Yet you've got people that have worked in construction that have struggled to fucking get by, and you want to perpetuate this. You want to see 70-year-old blokes on fucking building sites, humping and labouring, getting the materials all over the fucking place, because you want to delay the state pension. You piss-taking bastards. There's people in this country that are trying to do the best that they possibly can to put food on their table. The reason that you're in power right now is because you convince people that they would have more on the table at the end of the week. It's lies. You've taken more than anybody else and you've spuffed it up the wall. I can tell you this, you won't get in again. And only you could have created a problem that...
Guys, honestly, it's worldwide. Look at this. This guy's in the UK, and they're having the same issues as we're having here in America. I don't really get too political, but these politicians do get into office with promises. Maybe they know they can't keep them, and they're doing it as just a guise to get into office, so you vote for them and think they'll help you, but they won't. I'm sure some of them really do want to help people, and then they get into it and find the reality is that the whole system is broken and they can't help. There's no easy solution.
So I got laid off 3 weeks ago now. I took the first few days and cried. I think I was in shock. And then after that, I've just been contemplating life. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm actually really good at what I do. The industry I'm in is really slow right now, but I had a big milestone birthday last week. I'm 50. Turned 50. Yay me. I'm at this crossroads. I feel like I'm at a crossroads in life. Do I take the path I know and hope that I can find something? Or do I travel down some other unknown path in life that's scary and new?
You can just feel the stress that she's going through. She's doing her best to stay positive, which is a very good sign. But at the same time, it's so stressful. She's 50 years old. It's so hard to find a new career path, like she's saying. Maybe that's the right move for her. I can tell you this, it's going to take her a while to get a job. And I can tell you that unless she has a ton of money saved up, she's about to be going through some very hard times. So let's keep watching and see what she's saying.
2025 was supposed to be my year. I was going to work on my health, wealth. I had already been thinking, gosh, there's got to be more. There's got to be more. But again, so scary. I'm 50. I need some advice. I need some ideas. If you love what you do, especially at my age, or even younger than me, because I don't feel 50. I don't act 50. Not that 50 is old. I'm just saying. I still have a lot of energy in me. Still a lot of life. And yeah. So I gotta decide something soon because I need a job. Yeah. So please share. I need some pick me up. I need to pick me up. I need to have some hope. I need to know that there's options out there. Yeah, some advice would be great. Again, what are we doing? What's everybody doing?
What is everybody doing? Guys, put it in the comments. What are you doing? Has this happened to you? Have you been laid off and struggled to find a job? Or did you find an easy workaround solution? Because a lot of people, she seems like a good woman, a good person. She would probably be great at whatever she does. But the challenge is she's going to have trouble just simply getting an interview, getting her foot in the door. What advice would you give to someone in that position? All right, guys. If you like this video, again, please throw me a like and a subscribe. I'll make more of these. If you think these videos should even be longer than this one, let me know. I'll make longer content as well. Thank you for watching. We'll have more fun on the next one.